Good afternoon. Happy Sunday. Happy start of a new week or end of the old one, depending upon how you're looking at it. I always like to think that the week starts with Sunday. Happy everything. Happy great week to come. Happy exciting things ahead this week on the 20th. We start a whole new regime. It'll be interesting to see how it goes. Anyway, I'm here. Excuse me. I'm here, ready and more than willing to share with you, and excited about the week to come. Excited about the possibilities for our nation, for our future, for our individual lives. Excited about what the future brings and what it promises and what we will do with that promise. Happy, happy, Jennifer. Glad that you're here. It's going to be quite a week. I'm very excited. Um, a little bit of trepidation, perhaps, um, but I trust the people that are in charge of protecting people, and and here we go. Let's see what this week brings. I think it's interesting that the week begins with the celebration of Martin Luther King's birthday. Man who talked about nonviolence, change through peaceful activity. And I know that a lot of his words and his thoughts will be on our minds and hearts and televisions and computers on Monday. And I think that's just an amazing way to start off this week, in which we inaugurate a new president and a new ceiling breaking, groundbreaking vice president. Um, I think it's just very exciting, and I'm thrilled that it starts with Martin Luther King's words and thoughts and ideas. It should be a great week, don't we think? Yes, much to be excited about. Hello, Brenda. Glad that you are here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Yeah, peace, love, and joy as well to you, my dear. Um, so, what's going on in your lives? What's going on in your minds? What are you most looking forward to this week? Hi, Heidi. Glad that you're here. Welcome, welcome. Hello, Kirk. Happy Sunday. How's that laptop doing? Did you get it fixed? Oh, or should I not bring that up? I don't want to ruin anybody's day. If it's a bad subject, just ignore me. I just wonder about these things. Once you put them in my mind, they kind of stay there and hang around and wait to see what's going to happen with them. So, check in time. How is everybody? What are you most looking forward to this week? Some of you, I could answer that question for you. Clearing away the clutter. There you go, Heidi. Whatever clutter that may be in it, however you may define the clutter. Clearing it away. Our lives are better off if we do that, aren't they? And aren't we? Um, how did I get so much stuff? Oh boy, am I not the person to ask. I am not the person to ask. I've been complaining all week to myself about the amount of stuff surrounding me. So I finally kind of got my desk cleaned off, and I got my shelves in back of me straightened out and cleaned up a little bit. And I got my tarot cards sorted, sort of. Not quite as well as I would like, but I can't quite decide how to do it. Whether I should do it by subject matter, I mean, they're all tarot cards. But within that, are they Arthurian? Are they ancient? Are they whatever? So I haven't quite got that down yet. Right now, I'm settling for sorting them by size and shape so that they fit in. I decided I needed another whole shelf, and I created one. So now I have another pile of stuff on the floor um, because it had to come off the shelf. It's a smaller pile. It's not quite as bad as I thought it would be, but so yeah, clearing away the clutter. Too much stuff. Aha! Lainey's listening while painting the outside fence. I love that. Little Huck Finn action going on there.
What color?
Kat wants to know what color the fence is. You know what color she'd like it to be, but what color is it actually going to be? Yes, Brenda's looking forward to the new president. Me too. Jennifer's clutter cleaning too. Boy, it must be in the air. Yes, Lainey, I'm with you. Looking forward to peace all week. And again, I'm going to reiterate, I am so thrilled that the week begins with the celebration of Martin Luther King's birthday. A man who was devoted to accomplishing change through peaceful action and through nonviolent action. Really, Brenda? Brenda just saw a news piece that claimed that most American homes have 300,000 items in them. We probably have more.
Per person.
Per person. Yeah, maybe that's per person. No? Let me know. Ah, the fence is kind of dark green.
Yeah,
How cool.
Yeah. I'm excited.
How cool. I like that
cool.
too. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I like that. We had a few years ago a friend who had a lovely backyard and a garage wall that butted right up against the yard, was like a fence on one side of it, and then there was a fence that went around the back, and she was bored with it being just plain and had not done much with it and turned us loose. And between Cac and I, we painted butterflies because that was her favorite thing. We painted butterflies all over the garage wall and the back fence, and it was really cool when it was done.
Tell them what she called us.
We weren't the Renoir sisters.
Renoir sisters.
We were the Renoir sisters. If Renoir had done nothing but paint butterflies all of his life, gratefully for us, he didn't.
Butterflies and grapevines.
Butterflies and grapevines, that's right, because we've got grapevines down pretty good. We kind of captured grapevines at Spirit Works when we painted the top of the bookstore. Heidi's going deep. Ooh, very deep. That scares me. Heidi did a burning bowl ceremony. Good for you. And Kirk has reached the place where they're not chucking the laptop out the window. This is looking good. This is looking very good, guys. Spirit update. Spirit has now officially moved into the bedroom and kicked one of the other cats out. Well, we kind of kicked the other cat out because she's a pain.
She has an attitudinal issue.
She has an attitudinal issue, yes. She is highly, highly attitudinal. So she right now is well, actually, a few minutes ago, she was in the dog bed that sits right over here that was Truffles. And she's trying to decide where to go now that she feels she's been displaced. But Spirit's coming along quite nicely now, finally. We didn't get much sleep last night. If I take these off, I have bags under my eyes. But the bags hold the glasses on, so that's pretty good. With cats trying to decide who would be inside, who would be outside, and nobody happy about what the final decision was, except maybe Spirit. The Spirit now has the run of the bedroom and is still mostly under the bed, but not totally, and coming out and talking and making his needs met. So Spirit's coming along just fine. The other cats may need
psychological counseling.
That was the term I was trying to avoid, but sure enough, that was it. Oh, Cat has posted on her Facebook page an update. Yes?
Yes.
Okay. All right.
As the tail turns.
As the tail turns. As the sleep winds down. We will sleep one of these days. I'm sure we will. Parts you forget when you decide to take on a kid, you know? Ugh. Um, Most of the time, our transitions have been really easy. This one has been more challenging, let us say. However, however, it's good.
Just say
It's
that
all
the
good.
government switchover is easier than us adults.
I don't know if you heard that, and you should. So let me say it out loud. Um, Cactus said that the government changeover is easier than ours is right now. I May that be true. You know, from your mouth to God's ears. May that be true. Wouldn't that be lovely? Heidi says she did see your post. However, things could change in a moment. Yes.
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Correct.
And they do.
Correct.
And they do. So if you hear some howling, it's probably not spirit. It's probably Merlin um, voicing her opinion about the new cat. And poor Socrates, who's just, what is going on in my life? He's kind of taken up residence outside the bedroom door and isn't particularly anxious to go inside. No, can't say that I blame him. Oh, challenges, yes. Yes, yes, challenges. Well, so be it. Anyhow, tomorrow is Monday. It is Martin Luther King's official birthday. And I want to talk about his philosophy. And, more importantly, I guess for our purposes, our philosophy and how that jibes. So, why don't I get started? Why don't I? You know, one of the, I think, all-time most influential and inspirational speeches ever given was spoken by the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. at the Lincoln Memorial in Washington, D.C., which we will see a lot of this week, on August 28th, 1963. 58 years ago. Wow. Doesn't seem like it. And then again, it seems like it was another century. So, there you go. Dr. King was actually born on January 15th. Most of you know that. But all 50 states agreed to celebrate his life on the third Monday of January. So tomorrow, we celebrate Dr. King's birthday. And I know that if we leave our computers and our televisions or our radios on, we will more than once hear someone recall or quote from that famous I Have a Dream speech. And rightfully so. It's powerful, it's inspirational, it's motivational. It's a speech that can still move hearts and minds 58 years after it was first delivered. I'd like to think that the things I say last at least 15 minutes. 58 years. That's pretty amazing. King had a dream. And he said a very firm yes to it. More than that, he dedicated his life to it. He listened to that still small voice within him, which I can't help but believe over the years became a very loud, booming voice. And he had a vision of the way things might be. A vision, incidentally, that was not popular with everyone, but which he knew had to come to pass. And although the current Black Lives Matter movement tells us there is still much work to be done, well, in many ways, in the last 58 years, there has been progress. I'm not going to talk a lot about that today. You'll hear plenty of that tomorrow if you just tune in and listen. And I encourage you to listen. because his life and his work is an inspiration. What I'd like to talk to you about today is dreaming. Dreaming your dream. And allowing yourself to support the dream within you. Because, you could probably say it with me, if you're still here, God isn't done with you yet. And somewhere within you is a dream waiting to be lived. So my question for you today is, what's it going to take to make that happen? And how can we support you in doing that? I guess the first question beyond that might be, where is the dream? Maybe it got put on a shelf years ago for whatever reasons that made sense to you then, but which have not been reconsidered in the light of today's world, the world you actually live in now. Perhaps you had a go at your dream, but it just didn't work out then, and you got discouraged. Or perhaps you were initially excited about your dream, but then those naysayers started neighing and talked you out of it. There have always been, and most likely will always be, naysayers. People who just don't get the power of a dream. People who don't have the vision that dreamers do. As a reminder, in 1899, Charles Duell, director of the U.S. Patent Office, suggested closing the place down because, he said, everything that can be invented has been invented. In 1927, H.M. Warner of Warner Brothers said, "Who the hell wants to hear actors talk? Or sing, or dance, or, well." In 1923, Robert Millikan, the Nobel Prize winner in physics, said that there was no likelihood that man could ever top the power of the atom. Grover Cleveland, in 1903, made the observation that sensible and responsible women do not want to vote. And at the turn of the 20th century, a Michigan banker advised Henry Ford's lawyer not to invest in Ford's motor car company because the horse is here to stay, but the automobile is just a novelty. Oh, it's not that they didn't see the world. They saw the world. They just didn't see the dream. Not the way the dreamers did. And what the dreamers did, besides ignoring the naysayers, was to awaken, to come out of the dream state, to open their eyes and make the dream a reality. To awaken is to bring your dreams and hopes, your often unexpressed thoughts and visions and ideas out of your dreams and into the light of day. King would have said we have to proclaim the dream. Our words carry the mind forward to a place in consciousness where realization and manifestation begins. In science of mind jargon, we speak our word, proclaim our dream, and some part of the divine, some part of creation itself hears and stirs. And the greater our proclamation, the greater our inner realization of the truth of the dream, the greater the response will be in the outer world. The more we believe in the power of the dream, the greater power it will have to become. Ernest Holmes once wrote that whatever exists as a mental picture will become demonstrated if it is believed in and accepted. This philosophy that we believe in is not about a dream world. It's not airy-fairy stuff. It's logical, concrete, pragmatic, and it works if you work with it. We just have to know that there is a difference between daydreaming or wishful thinking and creative thought. We are not dreaming. We are wide awake. We are not asleep. We are awakened. We know, and we know to claim what we know. And in the claiming, we can change our lives. In fact, we can change our world. The hope of destiny, both our own and that of our world, is latent in the dreams. But then we must awaken from the dream to the realization that already supporting the dream as it is dreamed is a kind of divine partnership. A partnership between the visible and the invisible, between the dreamer and the creation, between creation and the individual creator. And we've got to know that the dream comes complete. We may not see it at the outset, but what is needed will be provided if we keep moving forward. When we accept the dream, it is in that moment fully manifest in the mind of creation, because creation knows no limitation, no boundaries, and can provide ways that we cannot even imagine. When we accept the dream, when we say, "Here I am, send me," we awaken to life. Life that is even greater than the dream, and certainly greater than it has ever been before. But the awakening must happen within us. It must be ours. It must be in our own minds and hearts. And then it opens the doors and provides the ways and the means necessary to make the dream a reality. The practice of acknowledging something greater than we are, but something that is so intimate and so active in our lives that we are never more than a thought away. That's what awakens the power within us. The practice is to trust, to know that there is no separation between our awakening dreams and reality. They are one and the same. Everything begins with an idea. The idea becoming reality, the dream, the vision becoming facts, that is spiritual realization. There is no separation between creation and creator, and there is no separation between creator and you. They are one and the same. The dream, your dream, can be real. It was meant to be real. But you have to believe in it. That's your biggest part. And more, you have to move forward. You have to speak and act and live as if the dream in your heart is already a reality in your world, no matter what the naysayers may say or the appearances may be. To hold your thoughts steadfastly to the constructive, to the creative, to that which endures, to the truth, is not always easy in this rapidly changing world. I know that. But if you do, if you hold on, if you believe, The world will change in ways you could not even have predicted. Mr. Doole at the patent office could not have predicted the computer. The Warner Brothers, gratefully, eventually did decide that maybe people did want to hear actors talk. But they couldn't see it in the moment. Can you see that? In the moment, sometimes we are so taken in by the appearances, by the things around us, that our mind just shuts down. The essence of change can be found in the power of prayer. Constructive, affirmative prayer, which is an inner realization, an inner awakening to the presence of creation within and all around you. It is the voice of God. It is the hope of heaven. It is that which says within you, the dream is real. And the dream is real. Because you are one with creation, which is unlimited, which can always see beyond the moment. Martin Luther King Jr. stood on the steps of the Lincoln Memorial in front of the world and proclaimed his dream. A proclamation which to most of the world seemed like a pretty seriously impossible dream. I have a dream, he said, loud and clear. It's a dream deeply rooted in the American dream. I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up and live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. I have a dream, he said, that one day on the red hills of Georgia, the sons of former slaves and the sons of former slave owners will be able to sit down together at the table of brotherhood. I have a dream that my 4 little children will one day live in a nation where they will not be judged by the color of their skin, but by the content of their character. This is my dream. And this is the faith I take with me. With this faith, we will be able to hew out of the mountain of despair a stone of hope. With this faith, we will be able to transform the jangling discords of our nation into the beautiful symphony of brotherhood. With this faith, we will be able to work together, to pray together, to struggle together, to go to jail together, to stand up for freedom together, knowing that we will be free one day. I have a dream, he said, that one day black and white children will walk together hand in hand. And, true to his calling, he called upon Isaiah 44 when he proclaimed, "Every valley shall be exalted, and every hill and mountain shall be made low, and the rough places will be made plain, and the crooked places will be made straight, and the glory of the Lord shall be revealed, and all flesh shall see it together." We have watched the many marches together. We have seen black and white and brown and yellow and pink and purple walk together hand in hand. We've come that far. Now, let us join with Dr. King and proclaim, I, too, have a dream. Say it to yourself. I have a dream. And the dream is real. And although I may be the only one to see it now, there will come a day when we will all see it together. For this is the faith I take with me. The faith that God and I are truly one, that my dream and the dream of the Creator within me are one, that the Spirit of creation speaks in me, as me, through me. God is with me. And I am in God and God in me. And the dream in my heart is, in fact, the dream of God. The faith that with God tells me that I am never without God. And therefore all things are possible. I wanted to do something to honor Dr. King this week. And so I've decided that perhaps the best way I could do that would be to participate in the 64-day program for nonviolence that honors both Dr. King and Gandhi. The 18th annual 64-day season for nonviolence begins on Saturday, January 30th. The season, which was launched at the United Nations in 1998, marks the annual 64 calendar days between the memorial anniversary of the assassination of Gandhi on January 30th and the assassination of the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. on April 4th, 64 days. The purpose of the 64 days is to focus our attention on the idea of attaining peace through non-violent action. So starting on January 30th, I will post a daily word and an affirmation in support of creating peace through nonviolent action on this Facebook page as well as on the Relevant Spirituality Facebook page. Rather than recreating the wheel or confusing someone who may have already started the program and then comes across our postings, I'll be taking the posts from the website for the 64 days, which can be found at agnt.org. You can also, in that same place, agnt.org, find other ideas for participating in the 64 days. If you are listening on Monday, tomorrow, to the many programs that will air, and I pray that you are, and that King's words find themselves whispering in your mind. And I pray that every time you hear the words, I have a dream, you take it to heart. Take it into your heart. And I pray, too, that everything in your universe conspires to remind you of your dream, just as today's daily word found me. The word for today in daily word, which I have now misplaced. Well, you know what they look like. Ah, there it is. It's hiding. There it is. The word for today is dream. The subtitle being, I Turn My Dreams into Reality. And it says this. I want to share it with you. Some of the most audacious, bold, history-making events began as dreams. I'm going to say all of them did. Born in the imagination of those who understood the promise and potential of humanity and worked to realize their vision. It goes on. Even if my dreams do not change the world, they have the power to change my life. Today I remember those whose dreams were fueled by their hard work, faith, and determination. I look to their example when my dreams feel far away and I'm running low on hope. I rekindle my dreams through my imagination, which keeps them vivid. My strength helps me remain committed to their realization, and my zeal renews my enthusiasm to work toward creating the life and the world of my dreams. And then there is a quote from Joel 2:28. Your sons and your daughters shall prophesy. Your old men shall dream dreams, and your young men shall see visions. It's going to be an interesting week. We know that. How interesting it is for you may determine on just where you set your mind. This is my prayer. That each time someone says the word dream, or you see the words, I have a dream, your spirit says, yes. Yes, I have a dream as well. And every time you hear or see or feel the inspiration that was and is the life of Martin Luther King Jr., you make a commitment in your heart to proclaim your dream, to claim your dream for the world. The highest honor you can pay those who have come before is to move forward on your dream, to believe in, to work for, to live your dream until the day when your dream is our reality. Until then, peace, poise. May your week be filled with affirmative prayer. And may God continue to bless you. And may you, for all of us, realize your dream. It's going to be a historic week. Historic in many ways, I think. All right, I'm checking up on what you've been saying. You're welcome, Brenda. Thank you. Donna wants to go to the dream store. Well, sometimes we do need to restructure our dreams, Jennifer. I think what happens to a lot of us is there is a dream in us and it pops up maybe too early, maybe before it's time, maybe before the world's ready for it. And then the naysayers jump in and we kind of go, eh. And then when we pull it back out again, we look at it, forgetting that it was originally created in an earlier time when the world was different, when things were different, when possibilities were different. And sometimes we need to do a little restructuring. Sometimes. Just know the dream comes complete, and when it is its time and you move on it, things will happen. Be prepared. Forewarned is forearmed. Yeah, I'm not sure what CAC's link here is, but it's for the Campaign for Nonviolence, so it's got to all be tied in together. But you can also go to agnt.org. Yeah. That's the Association for the Global New Thought Movement. And it'll give you a new thought perspective on all of that. But it is all that anyway. It is all that anyway. It's powerful stuff. Powerful, powerful stuff. And I encourage all of you to get involved. If you do nothing more than check in every day here, starting on January 30th, that's a kind of participation. And then if you want to do more, and there's certainly more you can do, check this place that CAC has listed, or go to agnt.org and see what they have. Lots of ways you can participate. Back when we were at Spiritworks, we sold candles. CAC is smiling because she bought humility, which allowed her then to say she had humility. It's a running joke. It's been going on for more than 20 years now, but it's a running joke. Yes, oh, and she's sitting there looking oh so very terribly humble. Oh. We did lots of things. I always liked having candles for it, though, because it allowed us each week to light a new candle and light up the sanctuary eventually with 64 candles, which is pretty powerful. I can tell you that the first word, here's a hint, the first word for January 30th is courage. So if you're thinking, oh, I don't know, come on, buck up. Come get some courage on January 30th. I will post every day an affirmation, a word and an affirmation, and a way that you can participate with that word in the world in a nonviolent way to help create peace. There was a long run-on sentence. I'm ever so sure. I'm so glad that we don't have somebody just typing all this out, because it would look bad on paper, I think. Doesn't sound too bad, but run-on sentences on paper just, well, they drive me crazy. So, why wouldn't they drive you crazy? Anyway, daily word. If you have it, be sure and check out today's day, because it's a dream and it's wonderful. I wonder what they're doing on the 30th. Hold on while I do some of my research. I'm looking for the January calendar. There it is. Well, their words for January 30th, their word, well, it's hyphenated. Does that make it a word, or is it two words? Somebody will know. Self-care. And sometimes it takes courage. To practice self-care, which I want you all to do. Have courage and practice self-care, because you need to do that for yourself and for our world, which is also my world, and I'm just selfish enough to want you to do that, to make my world a better place. See how that works. So, now what's on your mind? What should we talk about for a few minutes before we launch into prayer? Kat told Donna she could get her dreams right here. I think that's true. I'd like to think we get you in touch with your dream. We're not going to sell you one. That's not my job. But we promote the practices that help you get in touch with the dream within you. And then great things happen. Most of you know, the poster behind me for Les Mis is all signed. It doesn't come that way naturally. That was a gift. Because of a dream. We had a new singer at Spiritworks when I was there. His name was Ivan Rutherford, and he was an actor. Good one. Really good one. But he hadn't done a lot of singing. And if I get this wrong, Ivan, correct me. He hadn't done a lot of singing. But he started singing and he sang for us. We thought he was just fabulous. And he was really cute. Had a fabulous voice. Eventually, Ivan left us to go be in the cast of Les Mis. There. This thing is all backwards. When the road show came around to California, we all went and watched Ivan sing Jean Valjean in Les Mis. I still get chills thinking about it. So that poster is up there to remind me that even the most outrageous dreams can come true. The most outrageous dreams. And suddenly they're not so outrageous anymore, are they, once they come true? What's going on? Here's my question for you. What's going on in your life now that you would never have believed would have been possible? What outrageous dream has already come true that you just now take for granted? Besides actors talking and singing in movies and being grateful that the patent office didn't close down back in the 1800s because everything had already been invented. What dream? Boy, look at you guys remembering what everybody has said. I'm just so impressed with you. What's it going to take for your dream to come true? Or for your dream to surface and become a reality? What's it going to take? You gotta have a dream. You don't have a dream, how you gonna make a dream come true? That's okay, Jennifer. We're all here to remind each other, aren't we? Aren't we? So every time you see this little poster behind me, I want you not to see the words, the miserable ones. Which way do I have to go? Go this way. The world's most popular musical. Ivan Rutherford. Jean Valjean. Who used to sing in a little church in Burbank every Sunday. But who had a dream. Somewhere, too, I have a great picture of him standing outside the theater in New York next to the poster. Dreams come true, folks. But not if you leave them on the shelf. You got to take them down, dust them off. And then do what they call you to do. The dream will tell you what you need to do. Just get it down, dust it off. Aw, Kirk. You are just the sweetest. Now, what are you two going to do together? Where? Oh, I don't have that. It's downstairs.
What do you mean?
The bookmark, the long, skinny bookmark, I think it's in my journal out of Daily Word. Because I want to make sure I quote it right. Brenda, that's fabulous. And you know, it's amazing how much you look like Betty White. I know better. Well, Jennifer, I've always known why you love him. love him too. He's pretty special. You did good. So did he. But you did really good. So here would be my question. Kirk? Kirk? If your dream was meeting your soulmate, which you did, and you've now spent the last almost 30 years with her, which you have, what else? What more? Here we go. Okay, here's the quote I wanted. Thank you
Pleasure.
for the trip downstairs.
Pleasure.
It's Unity periodically sends out these little bookmark thingies. And this one's for you, Kirk and Jennifer. It's by Katie Coons. The greatest relationship is not the one that rocks your world. It's the one that inspires both of you to rock the world together. What you gonna do? Oh, I can't wait. All right. See, Donna, now, Donna loves your thing from, is it Kansas State? From Kansas State. Maybe you'll see what happens when you open the door. And you opened the door, Donna, when you said, "Where can I get a dream?" The door goes, "Oh, right here." And if you just keep your eyes and your heart and your mind open, a door opens. Walk through it. You did. You've already taken a look at that and said it's fantastic. There may be something in there that inspires you to dream. Just walk through the open doors. Know what you want. Know that you want to dream. Know that you want that excitement. Know that you want the enthusiasm. And claim that. I am enthusiastic. I am excited. I am passionate about my dream, even if it appears that you don't have a dream in the moment. Because if you do that, doors will begin to open and dreams will be beyond them, waiting for you. I know that. I know that. I really know that. Oh, Jennifer, you will find your thing. I think you guys are already pointed at it. You just may not have quite recognized it yet. Just saying. Just saying. So, the greatest relationship is not the one that rocks your world. It's the one that inspires both of you to rock the world together. Go for it, you two. On the other side is another one that I particularly like, so I'm just reading the Unity bookmark. Reverend Jim Gaither says, each choice has consequences. We know that. I can change the world one choice at a time. Isn't it funny? There's probably a whole talk in this. Each choice has consequences. Almost, doesn't it feel negative? You're going to pay for it. But then he says, I can change the world. One choice at a time, because each choice has consequences. Good stuff, good stuff, good stuff, good stuff. Okay, so our closing song has been posted. Oh, and it's Billy Joel. Yay! Put your foot in the door if you have to, Kirk. Let me just set up a little bit. Just a little bit. So let's bragging moment. I'm impressed, but I'm always impressed by you. So before I let you go, let's just take a moment. And when I close, I'll close, and then you can click on the link and go hear Billy Joel, which is better than listening to me sing, for sure. Close your eyes if that's comfortable for you, or just soft focus, so that your attention is moving within rather than being captured by everything that's going on around you. It's meditative enough, Lainey, you can probably keep painting the fence. And let us take a moment and recognize that there is within each of us not just one, but a series of dreams, each one leading to the next, and the next, and the next. And each time we choose the dream, each time we allow it to embrace us, the world moves forward. We can change the world, one beautiful dream at a time. And so I know for each of us here this morning that it is no accident that we were here, that we have, each of us, all of us, heard what we need to hear, felt what we need to feel, and felt the stirring of creation within us as we reconnect with our dream. And creation awakens and says, yes. Yes. And even in this very moment, though nothing may be obvious, your dream is already taking shape in the world. Things are moving, things are changing to make your dream a reality. And so I bless and am grateful for everything that has been said and spoken and felt and heard in this place today, because I know that the world is a better place for it. And I know that each of us is not only excited, but empowered and provided for in every way necessary to make our dream come true. And so I thank God. I thank God for the inspiration that has come before, for the words of great minds like that of Dr. King, for the proof that we have only to open our eyes to see, for all dreams great and small that change the world for the better, and for the dreams that awaken them today and will make our world better yet. I am thankful, too, for the peace that passes understanding this week, for the inauguration of our new president and vice president. I am grateful for the great thoughts, the great plans, and the great things that are yet to be done. And I accept it all and allow it to be so. And so it is. happy Sunday. Have a great week. I will check in with you on Wednesday night, 7 o'clock, same place. We'll be right here. And let's see how the world is turning. God bless you all. Have a wonderful week.